Okay, so this is something that happened to me, and trust me, it gets bad. Like, really bad. I still to this day can't believe I've done all this, and I can't stop asking myself, what was I thinking? I actually wasn't thinking straight at all. It got to a point where nowadays I think back on what happened and can't believe that was me. Part of me doesn't want to talk about this, but at the same time, I feel it's a good thing to let it be known. For context, this happened 6 years ago when I was around 20, maybe 21, not sure anymore, but whatever. I was around 20. Now I'm 26, so yes, it's allowed me to take a step back and reevaluate my perspective on all this and feel more comfortable talking about it because I actually never talked about this to anyone, not even in real life or online, to none of my friends, nobody. Like who wants to talk about their L's, especially not the kind of L I took. Yeah, I'm actually really ashamed by this. Obviously, who wouldn't, but I've grown, I guess, and I want to share this regardless. What happened, happened. I hope to maybe raise awareness for whoever's out there that's maybe in the same predicament and hopefully stop them from being a dumbass like I was. But at the same time, maybe some people have to learn the hard way. And that's exactly what happened to me. So it all started back in 2020 or so when a friend of mine introduced me to an app called Antiland. Now, what is Antiland, you may wonder? Well, Antiland is an anonymous chat app that allows you to converse with people all around the globe via text only. You can also share pictures and videos, but for videos, I'm not really sure. I think it's only through DMs. I don't really know, but I know there's a possibility to do it. So, yeah. The fact that it's an anonymous chat app, it's already in itself a big ass be careful exclamation mark right in your face. Like dead ass to anyone getting on that shit, be real mindful. This app gets crazy and you see the real human nature with the anonymous factor. Anyway, back to me. I downloaded the app on my phone, and mind you, I'm a young blood. I'm literally dumb as fuck at that point in time and probably still am, but I got on it and of course I started trolling and trying to be funny on it because I was a 20-year-old dummy kid who just wanted to fool around and be funny on the internet, typical dumb shit. I also took everything personally. Like, bro, I would literally argue in real time with strangers on the fucking internet. Like, what the fuck was I on? I'm not even joking. Like, I felt like I was trying to explain the importance of basic respect or change someone's worldview or whatever the fuck on the internet. Like, come on, bruh. You're not a hero. You're not. It's the internet. Like, people are dumb just like I was. So on the app, there's oftentimes pics that are posted by people, and a lot of times it's attractive women or whatever. Yes, it's so obvious that they're fake for the most part. Some may be real, but basically what happens is the person posting that pic gets bombarded by horny men trying to harden that meat even more. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, I was horny too, bro. Like that ass. Me being that 20-year-old dummy ass kid who never had a girlfriend, I got excited seeing hot woman. Do you know what I mean? Like hormones, all that dumb shit. But yeah. But I wasn't dumb enough to holler at them in the chat rooms and shit like that. But still, I remember I would DM them saying hi and then trying to converse with them, which never worked. Obviously, I was trying to get some online play. One day, some girl or whatever, someone posted a pic of an Eastern Asian chick that looked bad as fuck. Not even gonna like damn, she was very pretty. And I was like, I'm a DM her. And so I did. Happy days, she replied. I'm going to refer to her as she, even though it probably wasn't a she behind that screen. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, we talked and low key, I immediately felt something was off. in the way she spoke, but man, I was so fucking naive. I didn't even care one bit. After like 5 or 6 messages, man, I don't remember anymore. She asked me if we could switch on WhatsApp to chat. And me, I was like, word, let's do it. Cause for me, it was like proof that she was real. Like, why would a fake want to talk to me on a widely respected app and shit? So yeah, we switched on WhatsApp, talked some more. She told me her name and last name, blah blah blah, whatever, brief shit about her parents and origin, and that she was a house cleaner. I don't know, that was weird, but apparently she was half Thai, half something else, but whatever, half Thai. And she lived in a city that's pretty close to mine, like a few hours away. Not that close, but still. So in my head, I was like, hell yeah, this can actually work. She also sent me a voice message, which I kid you not, I did not understand jack of what she was saying. All I heard was a feminine voice. So I was like, yeah, it's 100% a woman. I heard her voice. Now I know she's 100% real, in it. Like, that's my dumbass mentality, my dumb 20-year-old logic. And yes, my dumbass kept that logic and ran with it. So, time passes by. I sent some pics of me so she knows what I look like. And I get some shady pics of her that, oh my fucking god, anyone can clock them being fake. But me, nah, I was living my dumbass dream and didn't think much of it. Like, out of all the pictures she sent me, most of them were black and white, and she was mostly wearing promiscuous attires while doing her so called house cleaning job and whatnot. When I asked her why she was dressed like that at her job, she would say, because her clients pay her more and want her to dress like that. I told her that was fucked up, and in my head, I was thinking in the future, I will be able to get her out of that lifestyle. Like, bro, I actually thought I was gonna be a hero or some shit and save her. I was so cringe and dumb. I cannot believe, like, genuinely, this is such an L. Now, this is where shit got me fucked up. For whatever reason, she had financial issues, of course, and whatnot, so she needed money. At the time, I had a bit of money because I started working and shit, but by no means was I rich. I'm very like money saving, not because I like to save my money, but because I just don't buy shit. It's easy for me to save up. One night she asks me if I could send her some money and shit. So my dumbass said yes, and she was like, I don't have a bank account. Can you send me a prepaid cash card? Like, I think it was card called Transcash card or some shit like that. Basically, if you ever have someone ask you for money through this, know it's a fucking scam and run away fast as fuck. So yeah, this is obviously a huge red flag, but I was as naive as it gets. So I asked her how do I get it, etc. I got it online, and basically you get a code that's usable to withdraw the cash or whatever. I don't give a fuck how it works actually. So I sent her the code. Boom, voila. It started with like $100. This shit happened over and over again, and I kept sending her these codes. Time went on, and the amounts I would send kept getting higher and higher. Like, dead ass, I was brain rotted. How the fuck did I not realize this shit was a scam? I would ride my bike to the ATM to physically move my money from one account to another, the one that allowed me to do online payments basically. I would go there even late at night, straight up rode my bike or public transport because I didn't have a car back then. That's how dedicated I was to this shit. There's one time I remember where I questioned her being real because one of my friends told me, bruh, that shit sounds fake as fuck. And he was so right. I should have listened, but whatever. And I remember she got pissed and she was like, what the fuck? How could you think I'm fake? Blah, blah, blah. And my simp ass dumbass told her, I'm sorry and shit. I guess I was so worried of losing her. Like, bruh, she was never real. Also, I used to hang out at my friend's house on weekend nights, like basement in the basement, kind of Stranger Things kind of thing. We would just be downstairs playing, listening to anime openings, and it was kind of cringy now that I think about it, but it was fun as fuck. So who cares? So we were blasting music in Japanese and singing and shit. It was kind of funny actually. I missed those good old days. Yeah. She said she didn't like that I was drinking, and that made me believe even more that she was real and that she cared about me. Usually I would stay late at night, but now I had a girlfriend, so I acted like I had to go home early and shit. My homies were laughing because they thought I was going to get freaky on a video call or some shit, which never happened, by the way. We never video called or even voice called. If anything, like, I think one time we did, it was very short lived. I could barely hear her voice, and it was really like, I don't even know what she was saying. We were then talking about her moving over to my place. Oh my god. Like, I don't think y'all realize how dumb as fuck that sounds. I lived in a fucking studio with a single sized bed and had literally no wall between my kitchen and my bed. Like, it was all in one, and a small toilet. No balcony either, by the way. I was planning to add a second bed to make it bigger, even though it was barely gonna fit. Like, can you imagine how dedicated I was to this dumb shit? She then asked me if I could buy her a new SIM card for when she comes over. So, shocker, I did. Went to the store and sent her the SIM card number after. During all this time, mind you, I genuinely believed that all of this was real. This is why none of this, up till now, for me, it was all normal. Well, not normal, but I thought it was true that something was gonna happen, like that she was gonna be my girlfriend, and then in a few years we were gonna be together and cringe rose tint glass shit. So much so that I told my friends I had a girlfriend. Like, I opened up and I was like, yo, I have a girlfriend. Well, I didn't really open up, but basically what happened is one day, one of my homies saw me text someone with a heart next to their name and figured, ooh, bro's got a girlfriend and shit. So I was like, yeah, we're long distance for now. I remember even telling some other people with assurance, yeah, I have a girlfriend. And then when we would hang out, I would say shit like, yeah, my girlfriend likes this, or like this kind of movies, or listens to this. Like, actually believing my relationship was real. I wasn't lying to them. I literally thought it was real. So time goes by and she tells me she's finally coming over. She had my address and shit, so I just waited. I would send her messages asking if everything was doing well because I didn't hear from her. Also, me telling her my address now sounds kind of crazy because that means some random ass dude or whoever knows my address. Good enough, I moved out, so I'm safe now, I guess you could say, but imagine, that's kind of crazy. And I was so dumb. Anyway, at some point, it was getting time for her to be here by now normally, so I went downstairs of my apartment and just looked out the road nearby, seeing if a car was about to pull up. No car pulled up. But I kept seeing cars and being like, oh, it might be her, but nah. So after a while, I went back up, sent her texts, and never got any replies, so went to bed. Days after, or even maybe weeks, no, probably not weeks, but a few days, definitely a few days, I don't recall. She texted me that there was an issue and it didn't work out, so she couldn't make it. Yeah, right. She then tells me she will take the train to get here, but she needs financial help once again for the tickets. And yes, I agreed to pay for it. Fuck me dead. Man, I swear to God, I'm such a loser. Mind you, I didn't pay for the ticket directly, I just sent her the money for it. As usual, using the prepaid cash cards. She was probably like, yo, free money, baby, let's go. Anyway, I was waiting impatiently for her departure date. Many times during all of this story, I would send her messages and she would sometimes take days, like bro, maybe even a week to reply. The delivered on WhatsApp, it's marked with two gray ticks, while many times I would send messages and it would stay on one gray tick, meaning not even delivered. I coped and thought to myself, it's because she closes the app completely and has notifications off. But after the date on which she was supposed to leave, the messages I sent just stayed on sent, like they weren't even delivered. So I got worried, and after a few days, I finally got a response. She tells me she got arrested by the authorities. Like, I'm not even joking. That's literally what she tells me. And then they took her off the train and are restraining her, etc. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck is happening right now? Supposedly, it was because they had to check foreigners' IDs or whatever the fuck. Basically, she came up with a stupid excuse, so easy to read that it was fake, but for some reason, I still accepted it. I asked her for a location or a picture of the place, and she tells me her camera is broken. Nah, brother, how are you still falling for this? Come on, man. She also sent me a location with a weirdly unprecise location point on the map, which made no sense, but I saved it in my phone. Remember this, it'll come in play later in the story. Fast forward, she tells me she needs money for her phone repairs and to pay off the supposed authorities for her to be able to continue her voyage. Good little puppy dog I was, I did. After that, I didn't hear from her again. A few days passed and I decided to go full brainless mode. If this wasn't brainless mode enough, this is gonna be brainless, like full on brainless go mode, like or whatever. I'm not gonna say the word, but you get me. I took the train to that said city that was a few hours away. Hopefully, I had a train pass, so I didn't have to pay for a train ticket, but still, like I took time and I put myself out there on my own late, going out to a city I've never been to. So yeah, I get to this unknown city I've never set foot in before, mind you. I get out and I ask the train station counter if they had register of her name in the arrivals. I didn't know what else to do. They say no, so I try to contact the literal police. They didn't seem to be of any help, so I decide to go in person to the nearest police station. While going there, something stupid as fuck happens. Basically, this guy with his family had a dog, and I had a skate at the time. I was writing about making whole lots of noise, so the dog went full ballistic over that. But I didn't give a fuck, and I don't know, maybe I was in the wrong for that. So the guy gets mad at me because, of my skateboard and shit. So he starts talking shit, and yeah, we get in a stupid altercation because my dumbass decided to turn around and argue with him, which I shouldn't have. I should have just left. I was so dumb, man. So then I ask for people where the police station is, and I finally get there. I tell the policeman about all this, and he asked me for a picture of her. I told him I didn't have any. Yes, I lied because I was too embarrassed showing him her pictures because they weren't like, regular pictures. Anyway, at some point, I told him I met her online, and I think he understood exactly what was going on. And he told me, be careful with these online women, etc., and that there's nothing he could do. There's really nothing he could do. So I get outside and I wanted to take matters in my own hands. I didn't travel all the way here for nothing. So I start walking, following the map location pictures he had sent, looking at the name of the street, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna Google Maps it and try and go there. The picture I saved earlier, remember? So I walked for easily 20, 30 minutes. I don't know, it was crazy. And I get into a suburbs area. By the way, the walk wasn't even that safe. Like, there was no, like, it wasn't really pedestrian. There was no pedestrian walk. It was just cars and you could get run over so easily. But I didn't really care. It was getting dark. And finally, I get to the exact point she was supposed to be. It was a farm, a motherfucking farm. I'm not trolling. It was a fucking farm. I looked at it from afar like a fucking creep, and part of me wanted to go over, but at that point I was done. Like, come on, this has gone way too far. Time to go home. I walk back to the train station through this suburb, and I hope nobody saw me, cause imagine you see a random unknown grown ass man walking through family houses in the middle of the night. That shit is creepy, bro. I get to the station, and of course, I had to wait hours for the next train. That's when the most unexpected encounter happens. I was just standing near the railroad, and some random guy out of nowhere comes up to me and starts small talking me. Everything was fine. He seemed normal and shit, but still was awkward for me because I'm not used to strangers coming up to me like that. At a moment, literally out of the blue, he asked me, do you like blowjobs? I looked at him like, wait, what? It took me a few seconds to reply and assess what he just said, and I finally just said, sorry bro, I don't swing that way. And yeah, bro just walked off. Yeah, man, like train station late at night, you're gonna come across hella weirdos, I'm telling y'all. But yeah, that was just a funny little side story. I get back home, I tell her I'm done with her, etc. I block her and I send her an email. Yes, I know, cringy, but I sent her an email about just how disgusting it is to do something like this to someone. She actually sent me an email like a few months ago asking me how are you. That shit grossed me out and I blocked it immediately. Yeah, this is a long story and it kind of went all over the place, but the finale is that I fucking lost 10K. 100,004 zeros, bro. Like I don't know if you realize how much money that is. Gone forever. Gone off my bank account. And I'm the one that sent it all away. All this work I've done for boom, bye. Cause I'm a straight idiot. So yeah, man, conclusion to this, don't be thirsty and don't be dense. If anyone random online ever asks you, even if it's 1 cent, man, I don't give a fuck. Run away. Run away as far as possible. No matter how horny or lonely you feel, don't fucking do it. Because yes, bro, trust me, I understand what it's like to be horny or lonely and wondering what it's like to be with someone, whether it's a serious relationship or just for the fun times. I understand. I never had a girlfriend, bro, and I'm 26. Being alone is my everyday life. I don't know what it's like to fall in love with a woman and having her love me back. Sure, I've fallen in love, but nothing happened out of it. So, in many cases, if someone I find remotely attractive shows any interest in me, I fall for it so quickly and get attached. Fortunately, it doesn't happen often, but still, I feel people like me are the easiest targets to get manipulated, by love or lust, because part of us simply craves it, because we've never experienced it. We would go blind for it, literally blind to all the fucking red flags that are thrown in our faces. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I learned the hard way and never again will I fall for this shit. Well, maybe I shouldn't say never, but I'm pretty sure I will never. Nowadays, I don't try anymore really with love or anything. I don't even try to get a girlfriend or even a girl in general. I don't really care anymore. I gave up, to be honest with y'all. But that doesn't mean that that has to be you. You don't have to give up. You don't. All I'm saying is, if you're in a similar predicament to my story time, use your head. The right one. Not the one down there. The one above your shoulders. And overall, yeah, just don't be an idiot like I was.